Hello YouTube, this is Harperboy and welcome to the third episode in the series where we take basic logic gates and show them how they can be used in the real world practice. First off, I'm going to give you an explanation of what this gate that we are going to be doing is. It's a hybrid of the AND gate and the NOT gate. It's called a NAND gate, and what we are going to be doing with this is we are going to be taking it and just showing you basically what it does, and then after that we will be putting it into a real life practice, which I haven't set up just yet. But first of all, the explanation part. So I've taken out, well, I did take out these two pieces of redstone to show you what it does. So I've just took them out just to show you, and basically it's always on unless both of them are on, then it will turn off. That's the kind of inverted phrase of the AND gate. The AND gate. I'm getting confused here. So we'll place back these two pieces of redstone to demonstrate our old setup back here. And what this essentially, I've merged it down to just these two modules. So just focus on the ones which have got torches on. They're the only ones that are active. Consider them being the AND gate inputs. And when they're both on, the output is on. And when one is off, the output goes off. So it's essentially doing the opposite to this. This is always on, except when they're powered, and this is always off, except when they're powered. So it's the complete opposite. If you turn both, then they're off. If you flick one, it's still off, and when you flick both, they come back on. So that is essentially what we're doing there, and all of this is just for the combination lock to output out different signals. But if you turn this one on, it would go off because it's powering it yet again this line and then getting inverted using another NOT gate. This is just an example of how it can be used in like a combination lock, which is obviously what we did in the last episode. So I've just run down by just telling you how this is used. So I'm going to build a little practice where you can use this in the real world, and then I will get straight on with everything else. So here is a real life scenario for the mechanism. It's really hard to find real life scenarios for these builds because, well, the redstone mechanisms, because this is quite an unusual thing. You wouldn't usually use it as a door, but this is an example. If you wanted a door to be always open and you had some sort of trap or something so that when they walked over, then they would be trapped inside, essentially. If you, like, they walked over it and then you can spy on them and flick the lever from the other side. Something along those lines. That is the easiest way for me to represent it. It's not the easiest way for me to explain what is going on here, but just take it from me that this is how it works. And I'll do my best to explain what happens. Your signal goes from this redstone torch, from this lever, and because this lever is in the off state, it doesn't power this block, meaning the torch is in default mode, which powers this redstone dust all the way down into this repeater here, which then goes into this redstone dust, whoop, and then powers this repeater here, opening the door. So that's in default mode, which is what a NAND gate is. When both outputs are off position, when both inputs are off, the output will be on, and when both are off, the output will be on. Off, sorry. When both inputs are on, the output will be off, and when both inputs are off, the output will be on. This is complicated, hard to explain stuff, but basically the other one as well, this lever is now powering this block, which turns off the torch, but which should turn off this redstone dust, but because it's being powered by this repeater, it can't. Now if I was to turn the lever off, and I'll quickly demonstrate that by just breaking the circuit, it no longer powers this redstone dust, no longer powering this repeater, which means that the door then closes. This is how everything works. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode on the Redstone Logic Gates Explained series, and I hope that I did a good job of explaining it, because to me that sounded like absolute garbage, but I hope that you understood it, because that is just really hard stuff to explain, and I should have built that out of iron blocks. I don't know why I didn't. That would have been easier to see things, but yeah, it is there. I may change it up to iron for the grand world download at the end of this series, because yeah, there will be a world download at the end of this series. It only contains a few of my little inventions and things dotted around, which I've covered in videos anyway, and this is just a little experiment from another video that someone put out I just wanted to try, so there's nothing going on there. Don't expect an episode on that at all. Um, but yeah, this is essentially the whole concept for everything, and that is the NAND gate. In the next episode, we're going to be doing the OR gate, which I think you should really enjoy. We may be using doors as a lot of the examples, as they're probably the easiest to demonstrate things on. It's probably not the most real life thing that you can use it for, but it's probably one of the easiest ways to explain things. As you can see, we used it for the NOT gate and things. But that is going to be it for this episode. I am out of time for today. So I hope you've enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button. And if you've really loved it, then be sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Harper Boy, and I will see you all next time.